and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Saturday, the 23rd of August 2025. In today's Millwall news, it was match day, but before we get to all of that, we need to discuss the off-the-pitch issue, the elephant in the room. The deal is moving forward, it seems, but it is not yet completed. Which, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, shall we say? How long do we have to wait? This is from sportwitness.co.uk. It's just a write-up of the situation, which is all over the place. I've just chosen them because it's short and sweet. And it gives a precise summary of what's going on. So Mill's Japhet Tanganga has been linked with a move to Sheffield United this summer. Journalist Gianluca Damasio provides a short update on the Blades' effort to sign the Millwall player. He reports Sheffield United are close to signing a defender and Millwall will receive an £8 million from his move to Bramall Lane. Journalist Luca Bendoni is part of Damasio's team and he took to X, formerly known as Twitter, to share additional updates. He claims the fixed fee is around £7 to £8 million. And Bendoni adds Ruben Sellers' side are working to sort out the last details of the agreement, both with Millwall and the centre-back for personal terms. In another post on X, Bendoni states the deal agreed in principle between Sheffield United and Millwall also includes bonuses that could see the fee potentially rise to £10 million. Wow. With the personal terms, with a 26-year-old almost in place, the Championship club will be able to complete this operation soon. Sheffield United will have to iron out details of both Millwall and the former Tottenham Hotspur man. If these are sorted, Tanganga can then undergo medical tests and sign the contract with Blades. So, two hurdles in the way. He needs to agree personal terms and he needs to do a medical. Now, I imagine that they're not in any rush to do that. But I think Mill should be. I imagine they're not going to do anything tomorrow. And if they are going to do anything, they'll do it on Monday. But, did you see the game today? Leeds United lost 5-0 away at Arsenal. There is a clause, apparently, about Premiership clubs coming in. This is clearly a panic buy by Sheffield United. They've realised they're not good enough at the back. Their defence is not good enough. Will Leeds think the same? And if they do, will they come in for Tanganga as a cheap option? Because he's worth the release clause is only £1.2 million. And then if they give him better personal terms than Sheffield, and here's the thing: Sheffield is in Yorkshire, Leeds is in Yorkshire. So if Tanganga's proving that he wouldn't mind going to Yorkshire, why would Leeds not come in for him? Not only that, but if Leeds do get relegated, Tanganga's outstanding in the Championship for us, and you would imagine he would be one who would stick around and play in the Championship if they got relegated. In next season, so they'll be in the Championship next season if they get relegated. This is a good deal, I think, for Millwall. But it isn't done yet. It could still be scuppered, so we wait to see if it is. But £8 million. £8 million. Wow. Now, so obviously because of this, that meant that Tanganga wasn't in the team. This is the graphic that the club puts out. These days at it's not an hour before kickoff, and it's an hour and 15 minutes before kickoff. They've changed it league wide for some reason. I was betting or whatever, I don't know. But this is the team that got announced, and you're looking for it and you say, well, no Tanganga, obviously no Tanganga because of the situation. But then you go, where's Billy Mitchell? And then you go, where's Langstaff? Where's RBW? Did I miss it? No, Femi. Where's Femi Aziz? Yeah, apparently we've picked up a few injuries. We're 3 games into the season, and we have half a team missing due to injuries. Can you believe that? Yes, absolute insanity. And here we go. So that comes out, and as I said here, this is on YouTube, the post section. No Mitchell, no Femi, no Tanganga, no RBW, no Langstaff. No chance? Question mark. Well, let me tell you, we did have a chance, because this is the kind of situation that the club find themselves in. Circumstances against them, and they step up. The club steps up, and they do what needs to be done, and they ground it out. They got a 1-0 victory. Could have easily been, I think, maybe a 1-1 game, but we got the 1-0 victory, and it was fantastic. Bender was fantastic. Ivanovic got the assist, cleared off the line as well. Cooper was desperate to score. He always scores against Sheffield United, trying to manifest it today. Didn't come to pass. But I thought Luongo was good as well. I think most of the team was good. So let's actually read the match report. And this is from millfc.co.uk, the official website of Millwall Football Club. Condall gives Lions Bramall Lane victory. Millwall secured their second Sky Bet Championship win of the season on Saturday afternoon as they defeated Sheffield United 1-0 at Bramall Lane. Luke Condall provided the only goal of the match before half-time in a tense affair in Sheffield. After a bright start to the match, Harrison Burrows fired the first shot towards goal, but the fullback's effort left Stephen Bender unchallenged. The Lions challenged Michael Cooper for the first time when Camille Negley's cross found Josh Coburn inside the area, but he couldn't make a clean connection, meaning Cooper's save was routine. Negley went for goal himself as the 20-minute mark approached and grazed the top of the crossbar with a spectacular effort from 25 yards out. The hosts did start to get a foothold in the game and looked to create their first meaningful effort with successive corners. The Lions almost found the lead on the half-hour mark with a quick counter-attack through Negley, whose pass to Ivanovic was over it, and the Serbian couldn't find enough space to challenge Cooper, but forced a corner from the Blades. A well-built attack down the right-hand side allowed Condall to have his first shot of the match, and his first-time effort forced a corner from Cooper's save. The resulting corner was only cleared as far as Negley. His effort was blocked into the path of Kasper Noy, found Ivanovic. Mihailo Zeda fell perfectly to Condall, kept his composure to fire his side into the lead in front of the Millwall fans. Bosh. And there is a picture of the moment there. Fantastic. Despite some early pressure at the start of the second half, the Blades had the first shot on target as Louis Barry cut inside, forcing a good save from Bender. The Lions could have extended their lead shortly after when Josh Coburn's cutback to Ivanovic left the Serbian with time and space inside the area, but he couldn't find a way past Cooper with his first time effort. Callum O'Hare had Bender beaten with an effort from outside the area, but the ball thankfully whistled just wide of the Millwall goal. The Blades were pushing for the equaliser and their fans thought they had found it through Gustavo Hammer in the 67th minute. His effort was top corner bound, but for a fantastic save from Bender, who kept his side in the lead. Alex Neil looked to his bench for the first time. Just moments later, Vadomi Maku coming on to replace Negley for the final 20 minutes. That did not look like a tactical change. The way that's written there, it sounds like it was a tactical change. Negley, I think he was injured. I'm not sure, but he did look like he was injured. Dan Kelly also came off the bench to replace Ivanovic for the final quarter of an hour. The Blades came close to finding the equaliser in the 80th minute when Burrows' low-driven effort rattled the inside of the post, but eventually bounced clear. From there, it was all Sheffield United. Tyrese Campbell's header was cleared off the line by Tristan Kramer. The Lions managed to keep the hosts at bay to secure their second win of the season. Bosh. And the team was Bender, Leonard, Kramer, Cooper, Sturge, Negley, Luongo, Denor, Condall, Coburn and Ivanovic. The substitute bench was Nisbet, Mayer, Crocombe, Kelly, Emaku, Grant, Matthews, Harding and Howland. Pretty young bench there. And the subs that got on was Emaku on for Negley in the 69th minute. Harding on for Kundal in the 84th minute, Nisbet on for Coburn in the 84th minute, and Kelly on for Ivanovic in the 78th minute. So there you go. 2 bookings, Luongo and Negley. 1,583 Millwall fans who were very loud, louder than most of the rest of the ground that was Sheffield United fans. What can you say? It was a fantastic performance, very gritty, but quite shocking how Sheffield United played. Where there were times when they just had everyone behind the ball in their own half. So, that was weird. You're playing at home. I don't know why you're doing that. And there were times, they were pushing. I think it doesn't say here, does it? We had insane amount of offside. Some of them, I think, were bullshit. The linesman was just getting it wrong. But we must have had about 6 or 7 offsides. At times they were playing in a high line, and then when we got the ball, they were just sitting back. Just the way they played didn't make any sense. We'll say Bender was fantastic. Let's have a look. I think everyone was fantastic, really. I don't think anyone really had a bad game. I think Denor, but he's set a high standard for himself now. But some of his passes are a bit ski-whiff. Kundal scoring, fantastic, absolutely fantastic. But we're 3 league games into the season, 4 games overall. Coburn ain't scored and Ivanovic ain't scored. Now Ivanovic had the assist today, but can you guys start scoring some goals or something? What's going on? Got game on Tuesday now. I imagine there's going to be a hell of a lot of rotation because we got a few injuries. We got a few missing players. Pictures from Sheffield. Snaps from Sheffield. The Lions picked up their second league win of the season on Saturday as they saw Sheffield United at Bramall Lane. Luke Cundall's first half goal was the difference between the two sides on the day. You can see a selection of the best snaps below. So there's Cooper. Like I said, he was very keen to score today. Very keen. Kevin Nisbet having his shirt pulled. Luongo, Kelly, Kundal. There's the whole team celebrating. Wes Harding, Amaku, Sturge, Bender, fantastic Bender today. Absolutely brilliant. Ryan Leonard, didn't have any trouble with Louis Barry really, I don't think. Negley, hopefully he's okay, but I think he is injured. Coburn was fantastic today as well, but offside a lot. So there you go. Now, moving on to this. southernnews.co.uk, obviously the only game in town now. When this club's got adversity against us, it's probably when we're at our best. Alex Neil reacts to Mill's 1-0 win away at Sheffield United. And Alex Neil praised his side's mentality after they beat Sheffield United 1-0 away at Bramall Lane. And then they give a brief summary of the match, and we'll skip forward to... First things first, Sheffield United are a good side, aren't they? I know it's been a difficult start for them, but they're a good team. Most of those players last year finished the season really, really strongly, finished with 92 points, something ridiculous like that. I think for us, obviously, we had a disappointment last week losing the game. To be fair, it was not too dissimilar today in the fact that we got the first goal and we then sat back and made it difficult, and then we tried to hit them on the counter. We needed our goalkeeper to make 2 great saves, one from Ama and one from Louis Barry down to his corner. But certainly for us, you could see how light we are today in terms of personnel. We've got Femi missing, we've got Billy missing, we've got Alfie missing, we've got Jafet missing. We had so many players missing today. We've got young kids on the bench. Dan Kelly's only done 60 minutes maximum across pre-season. Nisbet, he's only done 60 minutes maximum across pre-season as well. We were stretched to the max. Coming here, if we were going to win the game, there was going to be a spell where it was going to be backs against the wall, defend your box and do the basics and rely on your goalkeeper at times. And that's how it panned out. So we're just delighted we got the win. I think when this club's got adversity against us, it's probably when we're at our best. I thought today was a typical Millwall performance, where everything's against us and we managed to dig one out. I thought all the lads tried and gave everything. They've emptied their tanks on the pitch. I think we spoke about the last game against Middlesbrough. Towards the end, we stopped running as hard as we normally do, which really frustrated me. So we wanted to get back to making sure we do what we do best, which is graft and run and fight for every ball and never give up. What we have got, we've got little pockets of quality, and I thought at times, certainly first half, we created better opportunities than probably Sheffield United did. Obviously, that changed in the second half once we got the first goal, but I was pleased with that we did carry a threat at times in the first half. And I thought as the game wore on, we knew naturally we're going to sit deeper and deeper, and it'll probably be harder and harder, but we did well, by the way. So there you go. Now, adversity. It wasn't just adversity on the pitch, it was adversity on the pitch. Have you seen this? Have you seen it? Apparently, so this is how bad it is for Sheffield United right now. They lost the first two games of the season, and some joker, apparently, I don't know, pulled the old fire alarm at the opposition hotel to try and help their team win the game. That's how bad it is for them. So this happened to Millwall. So this is from Talksport.com. So Championship club forced to evacuate a hotel hours before Saturday fixture. Mill's preparations to face Sheffield United today took an unexpected turn when they were forced to evacuate their hotel. The Radisson Blu Hotel in Sheffield was cleared out at around 3:55 a.m. this morning after a fire alarm went off. This led to the Lions players gathering outside of both entrances as the fire brigade turned up to investigate. In total, the Millwall squad were outside for 20 minutes before being allowed back inside. It still isn't clear what caused the fire alarm, but the Championship side were left furious, with one player describing the situation as a farce. Millwall made the 4-hour journey to South Yorkshire via coach on Friday, and the match kicked off at 3 p.m. today. And then they just talk about other stuff. So this is how desperate Sheffield United are. They're spending £8 million to sign Tanganga from us, which obviously strengthens them and weakens us. And they've got their fans pulling the fire alarm because of how bad they play. They knew they needed to do something because they were up against it, and they were. Like I said, it could have been 1-1 today without Bender's interventions, and even, I think, Ivanovic off the line. So there you go. That's what happened at 4 in the morning, by the way. 4 in the morning. We've now got 3 stories that are about Alex Neil's comments post-match. And let's get into it. Obviously, they're all from the southernnews.co.uk. Alex Neil provides update on 5 who missed Mill's 1-0 win over Sheffield United through injury. So, yeah, what the hell is going on? Have they been poisoned by the training ground chef? Well, let's find out. Murder mystery. Alex Neil does not expect the 5 players who missed Mill's 1-0 win against Sheffield United through injury today to be back next week. Yikes. Alfie Doughty was withdrawn with an injured hamstring in the Lions' 3-0 loss to Middlesbrough last week, while Billy Mitchell, Macaulay Langstaff, Reece Bangor-Williams and Femi Aziz were all absent from the Matchday squad after being included against Borough last week. Neil did not have a concrete timeline for any of the 5's return. Yo, that's not good. Femi, we're not sure. He's going to see a specialist, and it was a contact injury. He planted his foot and someone caught him, and he rode his ankle, unfortunately. Billy makes a pass, felt his quad, and Maka stretched for the ball. Felt his hip flexor, and Rahis was unavailable today, by the way. And obviously, Alfie hurt his hamstring at Norwich, but the difficulty we've got, is if you look at all those players, they're arguably all starters. So when you take 5 out, you're starting 11 now. It naturally impacts your team and makes it difficult to win games. And that's why I think today, the lads deserve so much credit for what they managed to do. Asked if there were long-term injuries, Neil said, it's probably unclear, but we're not going to be back next week, let's put it that way. Now, this is bad, but it's also good. Silver lining. What's the silver lining? The transfer window closes Not this Monday, but Monday week. We still have time to bring in new players. Now, we are limited the number of players that we can bring in. You're only allowed a 25-man squad, and that doesn't include homegrown players. So, we bring these players in. It may as well, be a silver lining in that some of these youngsters, I thought when Kelly come on, he didn't look out of place. Some of these youngsters, if they get an opportunity, they can shine, and then they can become first team regulars, and then they can get injured in the future. Here we go again. Injuries. This is absolutely ridiculous. 5 first team players out injured. 5. Danny Mack's going to be out for a while. Jensen's still out. But, Joe Bryan, he's coming back soon. Then we have 2 left backs to play from. Unless Zach Sturridge can play further forward. Insane. Absolutely insane. But like I said, the silver lining is that this has happened now and not in October or November when we can't bring players in. So there you go. Are they going to bring players in? I think they're only allowed to bring 3 more players in unless they let. Obviously, if you're letting Kevin Nisbet go, and then you bring in someone else, that gives you, can you do that? You let Wes Harding go. He came on today, but what do you do? What do you do? I don't know, but we'll see. Moving on to this, as I said, also from southernnews.co.uk. Insane story here. Mill boss reveals why Japhet Tanganga missed Sheffield United clash in response to Blade's transfer reports. So apparently, Tanganga wanted to play. I was like, "Are you insane? Are you insane? You can't do that. We can't have that." Alex Neil confirmed Japhet Tanganga's move to Sheffield United has advanced, but that the deal was not at its conclusion following Mill's 1-0 win against Sheffield United today. He was at the game today. He was dressed like a non-playing. They bring extra players with them. Kendall was there as well. Some other guy was there. I don't know who that was. It might have been a coach. Oh, no, it might have been Freddie Freedman. I'm not sure. No, I think it was a coach. They bring extra players. They bring an extra goalkeeper. They bring extra players to just in case there were injuries and stuff. But yeah, the 26-year-old defender was not included in the Lions Matchday squad, and News then understands the deal has progressed in the past day and a half. Mill still emerged victorious without their 24-25 player of the season, with Luke Cundall scoring a first half winner. Neil was asked by News then about Tanganga's absence after the game. What I can tell you about Japhet is, Japhet, since I've been here, he's been nothing but a consummate professional. At no point did Japhet tell me or anybody else that he didn't want to play. So Japhet wanted to play in the game. He was available to play in the game. But the decision was made by me, after I spoke to Jimmy, the owner, and then Steve Gallen, the director of football, about what we wanted to do with this. And what I felt today was, it's better to take him out of the firing line and to go with the guys who are obviously in good mental space and ready to play. But I want to make it clear again, Japhet at no stage refused to play today at any point. In fact, if anything, it was the opposite, and I made a decision for him. Asked about Tanganga's future at the club, Neil said, the fact that I took him out of the game, obviously things have moved on. As far as I know, good things are not a conclusion stage like just now. I had a good chat with Japhet earlier today, so we'll see what transpires over the next couple of days. Tanganga first joined the Lions on loan in January 2024 before signing permanently that summer after being released by Tottenham Hotspur. He made 63 appearances in all competitions for Millwall and was the 24-25 player of the season, by the way. So, yeah. There you go. Millwall legend? I'm joking. Yeah, I'm joking. But yeah. He came in. He was a professional footballer. He played football professionally, was very good at it, and now he's left to go to another professional football club to play professional football there, and we seem to be making a lot of money. Well, not me, not you, but the club. And as I mentioned the other day, 1 million pounds a season, 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 1 million pounds The plan isn't to bring players in and sell them, per se. The plan is that the club needs to sustain itself. In that the cost of running the football club, which seems to be around £20 million per year, needs to come from the business of the club and not from the Berylsons' pocket, because they've already put 120 million in or whatever it is. So they're not even like trying to make a profit out of the club. They're just trying to not make any more losses. And I mentioned before, we need to make 20 million now. That's not 20 million from player sales, because I think we get like 10 million. Is it 10 million from the TV deal? You know, ticket sales, all of this other stuff, money coming in, all of that. It all adds up. But it all needs to add up so that the running of the club pays for itself. And this helps go towards that, you know. It's a fact. Now, we've got this. Millwall boss on what will speed up process of signing new players. Well, I'd imagine 5 players getting injured. That might help. So Alex Neil said Millwall will be looking to sign players if Japhet Tanganga moves to Sheffield United, and explained the Lions' current spate of injuries will accelerate that process. Millwall headed to Bramall Lane today without 6 players who were in the matchday squad against Middlesbrough last week. Tanganga, Billy Mitchell, Alfred Doughty, Macaulay Langstaff, Reece Bangor Williams and Femi Aziz, but were able to overcome the Blades today 1-0 in an impressive performance. After the game, New Zealand asked Neil if Tanganga's potential departure would lead to further signings. Oh, absolutely. You know, if players leave, then naturally we need to replace them. And I think what's obviously going to speed that up a little bit is, as well for other positions, is the fact that we've got so many injuries just now, and that's unfortunate. I know people are going to say, do we train them too hard? Do we not train them enough? All that sort of stuff. But my reply to that will be, you know, Tristan Kramer, Jake Cooper, Japhet Massimo, Denor, Ivanovic, they're all fit. They all play. And they're ready all the time. So the fact is, you know, unfortunately for us, we picked up some injuries again, which is extremely frustrating. But the other ones seem to get through it fine and play all the time. So for us just now, you know, we need to resolve that and help ourselves going into the remaining games, because we're certainly light at that at the moment. So yeah, what do we do? Obviously, Kramer's moved into centre back. Ryan's at Leonard at right back. Ryan Leonard, I don't get the hate with him. I think he's pretty decent. He's all right. Obviously, he's not the future. Was he like 32? Is he 32 now? Is he going to be 32 this season? So obviously, you need to look to the future for that. So we'll see what they do. Maybe they bring in a right back. I don't know what they're going to do. You would imagine maybe they can get one of those right backs that can also play further up the pitch as a right midfielder. Don't know. But we'll see what happens. It's going to be a long old week, isn't it? It's obviously Bank Holiday Monday on Monday. And then we've got 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. That's next week. Wrexham. Good game on Tuesday, the day after Bank Holiday. And then on Sunday. And then that's the day. Sunday the 31st of August is the day before the transfer window closes. And then on the 1st of September, the transfer window closes. And it's at 7 p.m, isn't it? 7 p.m. So that should be fun. Get down in front of your television sets and watch 7 p.m. Now, we're going to finish by looking at this. It's the results. It's the table as well, but the table don't really matter at this stage of the season. Oops. So the results this weekend from the Championship: Derby 1, Bristol City 1, Hull 0, Blackburn Rovers 3, Charlton Pathetic 0, Leicester 1, Swansea 1, Watford 1, West Bromwich Albion 1, Portsmouth 1, Coventry 7, that's 7, Queen's Park Rangers 1, Wrexham 2, Sheffield Wednesday 2, Birmingham 1, Oxford 0, Norwich 1, Middlesbrough 2, Preston 1, Ipswich 0, Sheffield United 0, Millwall 1, Southampton 1, Stoke 2. So as you can see, this league is absolutely bonkers, as it always is, as it usually is. Coventry beat Queen's Park Rangers 7-1. Now, Queen's Park Rangers didn't have a player sent off. They're just shit. They're just very shit. I think there's a lot of... I think there's quite a few foreign managers coming in with concepts that don't work. You need to play football, battle, graft, as Alex Neil suggested. And all this fancy shit, this tick-a-taka bollocks, all of your schemes and plans, they don't really work in this league. And you'll get fanned out. And if you don't know about QPR, they put in a new French manager. And he's, not sure about that, mate. Not sure about that. It's one thing to, play football on paper or play football on your Football Manager computer game. It's another to do it in real life. Wrexham, how bad must they be? Because they were winning against Sheffield Wednesday and conceded to draw. And Ipswich Town, everyone's favourites to go up, to run away with the division. They're absolute fucking dog shit. Are they going to be doing a Luton? Maybe. Why not? So, looking at the table, not to see the positions, just to see the results. There's only 2 teams so far that have won all of their games. That's Stoke and Middlesbrough. Wow, Stoke and Middlesbrough. Nobody would have predicted that. Coventry are up there. I predicted Coventry to win the league in my pre-season prediction video. Doesn't look that bad at the moment. They have scored 12 goals in 3 games. Yikes. So what have we got? We've got, 7 teams that haven't lost a game yet. Stoke, Middlesbrough, Coventry, West Brom, Preston. Everyone's favourites to go down. They haven't lost a game yet. Birmingham. A lot of people were tipping them. They seem to be living up to that. And Bristol City, who have got 1 draw and 1 win and 2 draws. We are there. We've won 1, lost 1, and won 1. So, that's advantageous. What you need to be doing is winning games in this league, even if you do lose 1 now and then. It's a lot better than what Ipswich have done, which is 2 draws and a loss. So, Ipswich, one of, 7 teams who haven't won a game yet. And there are 2 teams that haven't even picked up a point. Garrowouts Oxford and Sheffield United, which is bizarre because Sheffield Wednesday, the team that is an absolute basket case, they don't have any players, they are in 21st position. They picked up a point, which is more than Sheffield United have done. Absolutely insane. There are 2 clubs that have only scored 1 goal. They're the fewest scorers in the league. That's Charlton and Sheffield United. And there are 2 teams that have only conceded 1 goal. And that's Middlesbrough and Charlton. Charlton have scored 1, conceded 1. And that was enough to get them 4 points. A win, a draw and a defeat. What an odd team. What an odd team. We're at home to Wrexham next week after we play Coventry in the Cup, which should be interesting to see how we manage to get through that game. But the Wrexham game is scaring me, and not because of anything off the pitch or on the pitch, it's off the pitch stuff. This is a circus, a media circus, a pantomime, a simulation of real life projected onto our TV screens, and they need content. And what better way to get content than to get the old ginger, James McLean, to aggravate the Mill crowd and then play the victim, as he did last time at Wigan, which got us in trouble with the FA. We'll get to that when we get to that, but that's going to be something. So, only 2 teams have won all of their games, and it's teams that nobody expected to do that, Stoke and Middlesbrough. Absolutely bonkers division. We've had a 7-1 result today, and they didn't even have a player sent off. Absolutely mad division. Absolutely mad. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.